Also trending today, after a life extremely well-lived, Norman Lear has died. The producer who made TV topical in the 1970s died last night at the age of 101. All in the Family was just one of a string of TV hits for Lear that tackled topics like racism, feminism, and the Vietnam War. Lear's work reflected his political beliefs, melding humor with serious topics.
Every split second of my life got me here. And every split second of yours also. So we better treasure the moment while we're living it.
Norman Lear, the writer, director, and producer who revolutionized primetime television, propelling political and social turmoil into the world of TV sitcoms, has died. He was 101.
Boy, the way Glenn Miller played.
Songs that made the hit parade.
A liberal activist with an eye for mainstream entertainment, Lear fashioned bold and controversial comedies that were embraced by viewers, his shows helping to define primetime comedy in the 1970s.
Woo! George, what's the matter?
It's raining in Peoria. What? Raining in Peoria, let it rain, chicka-boom, let it rain, chicka-boom.
He was successful at combining social issues with comedy. And to hear him explain it, the bottom line was always make it funny. But what he realized quite early on was that you can make some really pointed commentary and do it by way of making fun of it. I mean, he saw the evils in the world and chose to fight them by making fun of them.
All in the Family was immersed in the headlines of the day. Racism, feminism, and the Vietnam War were frequent themes in each episode.
What problems?
Well, it's the war, the racial problem, the economic problem, the pollution problem.
Oh, come on, if you want to nitpick.
By the end of 1971, the show was #1 in the ratings and stayed that way for an unprecedented 5 years in a row, earning 4 Emmy Awards as Best Comedy Series. Hits continued for Lear and then partner Bud Yorkin, including Maude and The Jeffersons, both spin-offs from All in the Family, with the same winning combination of one-liners and social conflict.
In our common humanity, we are all capable of the worst of anybody else's behavior, and the most transcendent also. We as human beings have the capacity for both.
Lear and Yorkin also created Good Times, about a working-class black family in Chicago, Sanford and Son, and One Day at a Time, about a single mother and her daughters. At least one of his shows placed in Primetime's top 10 for 11 consecutive years. Lear's business success enabled him to express his political beliefs beyond the small screen.
He made a lot of money, because these shows were so popular. And he made some very savvy business deals along the way. And he poured most of that money back into humanitarian causes and human rights causes primarily. Between what he did culturally and what he did practically, the man his legacy will live on forever.
Tributes are pouring in after his death. I loved Norman Lear with all my heart. He was my second father, Rob Reiner wrote on X. More than anyone before him, Norman used situational comedy to shine a light on prejudice, intolerance, and inequality. He created families that mirrored ours, Jimmy Kimmel said on Instagram. Lear truly leaving behind a long-lasting legacy.
Those